Listen up, Jack Knuckle. The Truckheads are coming. Lock up your Twinkies. I said fierce, not friendly. Do it again.
Justice is served.
Every morning the sun rises without being asked.
The Dude! Yeah!
Yeah.
Ready for this?
It's Truckheads.
Truckheads.
That's right. Just remember, if you don't get any tonight, it ain't Barry White's fault.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Truckheads. I am Captain Hoptastic.
And I'm the Dude.
The Dude.
The Dude.
We're going to have a good time today.
The Dude. I'm loving his tunes, baby. Hey, welcome, everybody.
All right, man.
What
are we talking about? What do we got going on?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, we are. So, we're talking about freight theft, fraud, that type of stuff.
Fraud and theft. Theft and fraud.
Fraud, freight, theft.
Fraud,
and
freight,
fraud.
theft.
Is that like the 5 Ds of dodgeball?
Fraud, freight, theft. The 3 Fs.
Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
Right.
Is that right?
It is that. That's pretty accurate. We've got our own version. Fraud, theft. Fraud,
yeah,
theft, and freight.
Freight, fraud, and theft.
Freight, fraud, and theft. We're talking about it. We're talking about that. Well, we're starting with that. So, what is going on with that? How bad
it's crazy,
of a problem
dude.
do
No,
we
look,
have here?
I remember when we first bought the rail bolts to seal the back of the trailer,
Right.
so that you needed a better pair of bolt cutters
Right.
to get to steal the freight, and that didn't work
Or
either.
a torch.
Or a torch. Yeah. I mean, because they're not walking up to a trailer without having the proper equipment
Right.
to steal it, right? But it isn't that stuff anymore. They're not walking around in ski masks like you do on a Saturday night. You know what I'm saying?
Those days are over.
Oh, back in the barrio
Well, you know what?
in El Paso.
It's not even,
Out
it's
in
not the
that
ski
West
masks.
Texas.
Now they're wearing just the surgical COVID masks. Have you noticed that? Like all the
Oh,
stuff like
are
in
they really?
social media, like people beating people up and stuff. All they're doing is wearing one of those like, those surgical masks
were
that
those?
people were wearing during COVID. They're wearing that.
An AK-47 mask? What are they? M9s, M19? What were they?
I don't know.
Everybody's like, I got to get one of those.
Wasn't it with N something, N71 or N something?
I don't know. They didn't do anything anyways.
Yeah, they just kept you from spitting on people, which I still appreciate.
It's crazy.
But anyway, so people are committing crimes with just a simple surgical mask. No one's even wearing ski masks anymore.
Yeah, but that's in freight fraud, though. It's getting more and more technical.
Right. So
They just linked a guy. They're bringing a guy back from Qatar, I think, right, to Texas.
they're extraditing him from Qatar.
Yeah, I think it's Qatar, somewhere in the middle. I think it's Qatar. Yeah, something like that.
Fact check that.
Anyway, yeah, fact check that. I just covered it today on What the Truck.
Oh,
and I forgot it already.
Dang it, Michael.
But no, dude, over 5 years, he sold like $1 billion, and a lot of it was freight. But he has a whole ring, so it's not like somebody. They're not porch pirates,
right.
Okay, these are not porch pirates or any of that kind of stuff. They're stealing stuff, and it's gone. They have a whole network set up to get rid of it. You don't steal $1 billion of freight and sell it in 4 years without a network.
Right. It wasn't
Of
like a
different
chop shop.
stuff.
It's not like
Yeah,
a chop
yeah.
shop. You don't like drive an old Chevelle into a chop shop and chop it up for parts and get rid of them. Like this takes a whole ring of it.
A
Right?
whole ring of stuff, and they're not waiting for you to drive off and doing it. They're showing up and showing ID.
Oh, wow.
And saying, hey, and you're giving this shit to the wrong people.
We got some sophisticated thieves now.
They do. Did you hear that thing like a few months ago when what's his name, Shaq's Land Rover got stolen out of Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't randomly steal Shaq's Land Rover. They specifically stole his Land Rover, and it wasn't the company that was hired by I forget the company that was hired to pick it up didn't even know it. The company was hired. They showed up and pulled it, but the real company, didn't even know it
because they did it in a
They
high
stole it.
technology.
Yeah, they stole the whole
Well,
thing
why,
and
how
showed
are
up
you
as
gonna
them.
steal Shaq's car? Because doesn't he have to have like a custom SUV that's bigger to accommodate?
Well, that's why they
such a
did it. It was
large
like
human being?
$150,000
Right,
freaking FUV.
But what are you gonna do with that? Everyone's gonna
Well,
know that's not.
Well, all you got to
that's
do
not
is
a
look.
normal.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look for
SUV.
somebody who else is like.
That's crazy. Like
You just so I you know what I would have went? I'd have just went and staked out Barclay's garage,
right,
right?
Charles Barkley,
Because that's where it is. If you're looking for that, it's at Barclays.
Did Charles Barkley take it? Watch, we're gonna get a cease and desist. A cease and desist. Like, we did not steal that.
Chuck, it's terrible, terrible.
So you're telling me now that these thieves have gone a lot more sophisticated.
Yeah. Let me read you some things. So the FBI SC3 says cyber criminals have been hacking broker and carrier systems since at least 2024 to post fraudulent loads and steal freight. They're hacking since 2024. Did the FBI just get computers?
Yeah.
Because they've been hacking for 20 years to get
that's
this freight.
Right. So
this is why it's so rampant, is we're so far behind and ignorant as to fighting it.
How deep does the rabbit hole go?
Man.
How many people are involved? Because I mean, we're talking billions of dollars here. That's not chump change.
So here you go. From Overhaul. Deceptive pickup schemes, fake IDs, forged paperwork, carrier impersonation. That's what we're talking about here. Like you impersonate a podcaster, or Captain Job.
He's not wrong.
It jumped 31% year over year in Q1 2026. And it's already been jumping like crazy.
That's a lot.
They're just getting better and better. They're using AI to start doing this stuff. Ooh, hey, you're soft.
Touching my hand.
Some criminal crews spend $10,000 on vinyl wraps to visually pass as a real carrier. Right? That's from Commercial Carrier Journal.
You know what that reminds me of?
Huh.
That reminds me of like
Gone in 60 Seconds?
No, man. It reminds me of oh my gosh. Mission Impossible.
Done.
Like, do you remember? Like they have the masks, like the rubber masks, like where like
Face Off.
Yeah, like they pull it off, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa.
Remember who was that? Travolta and Nicolas Cage and Face Off. Was it Face Off or something like that?
Yeah, that was like a whole shift. But like in Mission Impossible, they have these like 3D printed latex reality. They pull them right off.
Yeah.
So like that's how sophisticated. So is that going to be next now? Like, hey, wait a minute, you're not my usual driver. Oh, am I? And they take the mask off. Like how?
They take the mask off.
How
It's Taylor
sophisticated
Swift.
are these? Yeah, how sophisticated are these people going to get?
Pretty damn sophisticated. That's what's going on. And
I mean, $10,000 for a wrap.
Yeah. Overhaul CEO Barry Conlon. A padlock on a trailer isn't going to cut it anymore. No, isn't going to stop them anymore.
Wow. So,
which he's 100% right. A little late with that statement, or that statement's from like 10 years ago. Who knows?
Right.
But he's 100% right. And if you don't, here's the thing too. If you don't think you have theft, you got theft.
Right.
Right. And it's crazy how more and more sophisticated it is getting. And
I can see
crazy.
that. So I see the report you're talking about.
Yeah. It's freaking nuts.
And that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, like I told you, whenever there's that much money involved, then for them it's an investment. And I can't believe I'm saying that. It's an investment.
It's a business.
It absolutely is a business.
They run it like a business. You don't think there's like a CEO, a CFO, and all that kind of shit there? There is.
The boss.
There's
man.
a tech guy.
Hey, boss. We need a $10,000 wrap so we can make it look like we got a Ryder truck. You know what I mean? Like,
why do you use that voice when
because it's a criminal, man. They always talk like this. The bad guys always talk like that. They always go,
you Mexicans are always making
man.
fun of the Italians. What the hell's the matter with you, man?
I am not. Who said I was Italian? That's
I
not
said
an Italian
you
voice.
Mexicans are making
That's
fun.
not an Italian
voice.
voice.
It was. You were trying
That's
to
just
be
a bad guy voice.
That was a really bad impression of Michael Corleone.
My wife tells me I do really bad impressions, and it's really bad. So I try. But listen, these bad guys are investing in a whole crew.
Yeah.
Okay. They've got a whole crew. They've got vehicle wraps. They've got IDs. They've got credentials. They've got fake paperwork.
They got it all.
Back in the day when we were in high school, we had our fake IDs to go to the bars.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Only they're stealing, not having a good time. Unless they're having a good time stealing. I don't know. And then
maybe they're stealing to have a good time.
Well, what do they do? Okay, so walk us through this, Mike. What are they doing with all this freight?
They're selling it, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Where?
It's incredibly well. They have outlet channels. They got black markets. They got all kinds of stuff. I mean, well, my direct experience was with this happening was actually twofold. One at Roadway Express, where we caught somebody who was actually back in the day shipping Viagra in small boxes, seriously, through our terminal out to some doctor on the West Coast who was then prescribing it like through the black market, right? And then when I was at Tropical Shipping in Miami, the container freight station, somebody would drop a dime, and overnight a container would be gone and on a Miami River and on a boat and gone within like hours.
Viagra.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up right now.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking up how much Viagra sells on the black market.
No, today probably not that much. But here's the thing though. There's reports now that like the number of thefts and stuff like that are dropping in some corridors.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like they're getting vicious.
So you're talking
they're getting desperate.
So you're talking about violence now.
Violence on the drivers. It's getting dangerous.
Have they been cracking down on these thieves? Is that why
they're trying to? Yeah, I mean, they're trying to. Indiana just recovered like $12 million worth of different things because they just retrained their DOT people.
Yeah,
and so they're training them on fraud and theft and how to recognize it and stuff like that. And they're finally starting to catch up.
It's funny you mentioned that because me, for a lot of people that know me, like friends and family, they know I'm a big sneakerhead. I love sneakers. I collect them. I've got Nike SBs, whatever, Jordans. I have a pretty good collection. It's not huge, but it's a good sized collection. Enough where I had an intervention from family members. But yeah.
Did they really?
Yes. Yeah, they sat me down and you have a problem. But you know what? I love shoes. I love sneakers. But anyways.
Okay.
So in this industry of the sneakerheads, what they've been doing is they've been going after the freight on trains. Okay.
Yeah.
And stealing.
Yeah, sure.
Thousands of pairs of Jordans, like Jordan 3s that are coming out, and they steal them, and then you see them in the reseller market. You see some of these like sneaker stores, like the ones that you see at the malls. Those they have a lot of hype shoes and stuff, and you see all these unreleased Nikes, especially the Jordans, unreleased that are hitting the black market, and then the resellers are selling them, and then it's a $220 shoe. They're selling it for $2,500, $1,500 for some of them. They get up there pretty high. Now, they're hitting them on the trains. I don't know about the trucks. I think so. I think they're also hitting the trucks.
I'm sure
I know they're hitting the trains.
Well, if they hit the trains, so they're right outside of the port of like LA and stuff like that, and Long Beach and wherever. So they're hitting them right there. So it's a full container of them.
Correct.
Because your truck could be a truck or could be like a pallet.
Right. But
here's the thing. That's low tech.
Right.
But the information is the high tech. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That type of stealing when the train is stopped and pulling the stuff off,
sure,
that's fairly low tech at that point.
Right.
But the knowledge and the preparation is high tech. How did they know it was on that container?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Who told them, or how they know what cart? You're talking about a train that's, I don't know, a mile long maybe?
Yeah.
So who's going to tell them, hey, it's cart, it's this
but
cart.
A lot of it's inside jobs, dude.
Exactly.
A lot of it's inside
jobs.
So
that's what I'm saying. How deep does this go? Like to what extent does it go?
It goes high. It goes very high. It goes a lot higher than you think. If you think it's not going very high, then it is. Look, when I started in LTL, there was a thing called OS&D, overage, shortages, and damages.
Right.
I changed it to overage, theft, and damages. There's no shortage. If I sign for 10 and we have 10 and then there's 9, it's not short. It's stolen.
It's stolen. Somebody took it.
Or they passively stole it. Like you delivered it to the wrong place and they went, oh, cool, I'm keeping that. That's also theft.
Exactly.
Right? But there is theft. We dropped theft or shortages, as they called it, multiple tens. I want to say it was like 37, 38%. It's been years since then.
Yeah.
Just by putting padlocks on our trailers and saying you can't unlock the trailer until you're on the shipper's dock or the consignee's dock and the driver unlocks it.
Right.
Because if you back up and it's not, they open that door, 4 or 5 things are gone before the driver even gets out of his cab and goes there. And then you go, oh, we're short 5.
Exactly.
All the time.
Well, because they just assume the company's just gonna write it off as it's just loss, right? Like because they have insurance.
They got insurance.
And that's the kind of the mentality.
They got insurance, and if I got caught, no big deal. It's a pallet of shoes. It's interstate theft or international, and that's a long time.
That's a long time if you get caught. Well,
hey, Peter Man,
it's like
watch out for your bunghole.
Thanks, Lewis. Like they're saying, dude. That's the last thing. Like that freaks me out more than anything. Check it out. Is jail time.
Roanoke Insurance Group, annual losses Annual losses from organized cargo theft schemes estimated between $3.5 billion and $10 billion.
See, that's some serious cash.
Roughly 22% of reported thefts globally involve some level of insider participation. Roanoke Insurance.
There has to be.
Geotab survey concern about cargo theft is up 38% year over year. It should be. I mean, it's in the news now, right?
Right. But it's been happening.
Geotab exec. It's not always forced entry or something obvious. It's fraud, deception, and identity theft. They're not knocking on the door. They're not breaking in at night. It's not Mission Impossible dropping from the ceiling and almost crashing. It's computer theft, or it's through the computers and the AI. Right. And so they're intercepting at all these different gaps in the process of ordering a truck, rate confirmation, the truck coming in, knowing all this stuff, stealing MC numbers, right?
Right.
Posing and then showing up.
So what you're talking about is to the extent where these thieves are posing as actual drivers, trucks that are wrapped, they've got fake MC numbers, they've got purchase orders, they've got all this stuff that they show up. So how do you combat then as a company when a guy shows up with a truck that looks like a carrier, he's got all the right numbers, he's got the fake IDs. I mean, these people aren't trained. You're talking about dock workers, and they're not trained to look for that stuff. I mean,
you're right. They need to be trained, and you need to have a central thing. Your guard shack, or what a lot of people have the guard shack at the gate, stuff like that. They've got to be smart.
So they got to stop it there.
There's got to be there's multiple layers to it right now, because really what you're saying is, at the time of the transaction, there's got to be a question that neither party knows what the question is or the answer, but it verifies when they ask it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the only way.
I mean, that makes, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, here's the ID, and it matches my paperwork. That's what they're looking at. They're looking at this paper, looking at your paper, and go, damn, that looks good.
What do they get? Oh, hold on a second. Let me see the font on this ID. Oh, that's the wrong size. That's a fake. Like, they don't know that. They're just guys that are doing their job.
Right.
And they've got an 9 to 5, 8 to 5 type of job. They look at the ID that it's not, okay, cool, man. You look legit.
This is how bad it is.
They pass them along.
Theft and fraud. This is how bad it is. I just closed on a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. I'm not Texan. When I sold my house, I couldn't come in. I couldn't give them digital information for the wire transfers of the money to fund, right? Because I paid off my old house. I put some in my bank, and I put a down payment on, right? Of a new house. So I had 3 different routings. Could not give it to them in electronic form because of theft.
Right.
I had to go in there and write it up. Yeah, and sign it in front of them.
See, and the problem is that.
And you would think, no, you digitize everything, now it's secure.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Nope. This is now secure.
Yeah.
Right? This paper is now secure.
Yep.
The digital isn't.
It's a physical
That's
copy
the problem we're talking about here, because how do you fight that then?
Nope.
Right? So you got people like TruckerPath added theft risk data straight into their navigation app. So instead you go in and it says, hey, there's a cop up ahead. It says, hey, there's people stealing freight out of a truck up ahead.
See, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That's interesting. How do they do that?
I don't know.
I would love to see the technology behind that. Because I'm like, well, how do they do that? That's pretty dang cool.
I don't know. Is this something real or isn't it?
Is it an AirTag? Just AirTag the truck. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Well, there's a lot of those that put that stuff right.
Or Mike, AirTag the truck, let them steal it, and then set up a sting operation and follow them.
We've been doing that for years, dude. We used to do that with carpet.
Sorry, I guess
back in the day. No, you're absolutely. But they do that. Yeah. I mean, you and that's how they bust some of these stings, is you put a geotag inside there, not the geotab, but some sort of.
But they don't want them to get busted, because, like you said, if it goes deep and it goes high up, then they don't want that whole operation to bust, because if they bust it, then they uncover a multi-billion-dollar theft ring.
Well, here's the other mistake
that has maybe politicians. I don't know. Maybe it's got some higher end people.
Yeah, they look to the new guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the new guy's stealing it. No, it's the guy that's been there for 100 years who knows everybody. That's the guy who's stealing it. He's got all the technology, right? They play in the long game. Yeah. These people are playing the long game, right?
They're not stupid.
No, they're not, because a lot of things that they're doing here now is like, I'll recruit you, right? I'll get you a CDL and all this kind of stuff. I'll send you to work. You start working for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months, whatever it happens to be, even a year to learn, and then you start stealing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, They're planting these people. This is big money. The guy did $1 billion in 4 years.
Nuts. Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, and this is
he's a unicorn.
Again, this goes down to like the whole moral, philosophical type of viewpoint, right? This is something that's been going on for thousands of years, and from the beginning, right? People are gonna steal. You've got people that work in retail, they steal. You've got people. I recently saw someone that oh my gosh, see, this is why like it comes to my head right now, but someone got in trouble because they were stealing from, I think it was Target. I mean, we're talking over a period of years.
Yeah.
That this employee had been stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stuff, goods over a period of, like, I think it was like 10 years or something. You know, so how do you combat that? Because people can just be kind of scummy, man. People are going to steal.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because we got about 9 and 10 minutes left, and we can talk about what they can do a little bit here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just a couple quick things here. Highway, you know the company Highway?
Yeah.
Highway's verification platform caught an impersonator mid-shipment on a $100,000 copper load by flagging a fake bill of lading email.
Stealing copper, that's original.
That's from the commercial carrier journal. Circle Logistics is called that verification layer the last 10% needed to stop fraud code. So, I mean, that's the last 10%, right? I mean, there's a 110, 100 rule,
sure.
Right? So it was already in transit. So that's, 58% of the industry respondents say layered technology, not one single tool, is the real key.
So
right?
It's a multifaceted
like we were talking about.
thing.
There's so many different cracks, right? It's like Jericho. It's not just the front gate, it's the walls. It's all the windows that you jump in and hide.
Sure.
And all that.
It's a multifaceted
stuff, right?
operation that needs to be combated. But again, you have to root out corruption and the people who are up high in that theft ring. You got to kind of snip it.
That's right. Like you're 100% right. And right here, like CargoNet, right? Criminal networks are expected to target the vulnerabilities across the full shipment life cycle, not just at booking. It's not just at booking. It's not just at delivery. There's opportunities across the entire thing.
Right.
Right? So what can you do? Verify loads before you're accepting those loads. Call the broker directly. Don't trust a random inbound call.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one.
I mean, those are all givens, but there's people out there, like you said, there's people out there who want to do things, and there are people who don't do things.
Well, you get suckered into it. I mean, I get phone calls from people trying to offer me all kinds of stuff. I'm like, wait a minute.
Confirming the MC numbers, check phone calls, theft phone lanes, commodities before you're committing to stuff. Talk to your insurance agents, theft trends. Insurance agents have all kinds of good things.
Right.
Right.
Well, yeah, because they're trying to not stop paying out on theft. So insurance companies are like, yeah, you need to stop this because we're the ones who are footing the bill every time you have to report or make a claim that you lost $100,000 of loads, in a month. I don't know, like they've got to pay it out if you're insured. Yeah. So insurance companies, I'm surprised they're not going after this as hard as.
I think.
Or are they?
I think they're starting to.
Because
pretty darn hard.
They're losing what you just said, $1 billion.
Yeah, they're losing a ton of money. They're losing a ton of money on the difference. I mean, the thing is this: it's like 0.004% of the actual freight that moves,
right?
The value, but $1 billion is $1 billion, bro. It's way more than that. It's more like $50-60 billion. It's a lot more than that.
That $1 billion was just that one guy.
It's just that one guy. Now, small carriers, in my opinion, I don't know all the answers. I'm not a tech guy in that situation, but I do know that there's a lot of companies out there like Highway, and different ones, True Signal and some others that are out there that verify carriers, right? And it's usually the big dogs and stuff like that.
Like a two-step verification.
It's a two-step verification stuff. You need to reach out to these guys and get yourself verified if you're a small guy, because the small guy is the target. They think it's the small guy that is stealing all this stuff,
but
right?
It's not.
It's not necessarily the small guy at all. And there's ways that you can legitimize yourself.
You need the blue check mark.
You do.
To your name.
That's exactly it. You need to.
You're verified. Oh, he's a blue check mark. You need to vet these. Well, they have to vet those people also, because that's one of the things that we talked about even before the show started. The vetting process is key to kind of combat a lot of the people that you're bringing into your organization.
You're 100% right, and it happens to brokers too.
Right.
Well, brokers are the ones that get blamed.
Of course,
double brokering and stuff like that. But sometimes they're double brokering. They didn't even know it because they're brokering it to you, but you're not really you.
They didn't know it?
Yeah. Well, sometimes, because look, I'm going to book Javier Transportation, right? Or Captain Javtastic, right?
Havtastic.
Javtastic.
He calls me Jav.
Havtristic.
It's not Java.
It's Javier. Havtastic, right?
They book me.
But right.
You
but
book
somebody's
Havtastic
stolen your MC. They're posing as you.
Right.
And I give them the load. They take it, they do it.
And then you come after me like, hey, bro, like,
right.
Where's the load?
That's exactly right. Or they steal the payment.
Jeez. So now we're talking about stealing money now.
No, seriously, it's backwards.
You're not just stealing the load.
You actually do the load and it moves, but then I pay Captain Jobtastic instead of Captain Havtastic.
Right. And you missed it. So who's responsible for it?
Yeah.
No, seriously. Like, who do they come at? Who's going to be responsible for it? The broker or me?
The broker.
The brokers
should be.
They're the ones who are on the hook for that.
Should be. But you get smoked too. And I mean, like the guy with Shaq's car.
Yeah.
They're going to blame that carrier. The carrier's besmirched.
Yeah.
Their reputation is sullied,
soiled. Yeah, because everybody, the word gets around, like, you know, hey, you got this broker guy.
And it happens to you. It's a team sport, dude. It's not just the carrier's headache. It's the broker's headache. It's the carrier's headache. It's the shipper's headache. It's everybody's headache. Broker vetting matters.
And then it goes after the truckers.
But then he goes after the truckers, right? Stolen carrier credentials are out there. Open questions for the room. Does shifting liability make anybody a little bit lazy about checking who they're actually working with? Yes, it does.
They pass the buck.
They pass the buck.
But the buck stops with?
I don't know.
We don't know. Where does it stop? I mean, seriously, who is ultimately responsible?
Yeah. But we're still learning that, and even in like in the accidents and accidental death and crashes and that type of stuff, we're still learning or figuring out who's responsible, right? Because in certain states you couldn't go after the broker, right now you can everywhere. Now you can go after the broker everywhere.
And see, that forces them to shift their policies and to shift their protocols.
Yeah, but to where? And that's the problem, is to where, because there's no legitimate. Like, here's the standard. There isn't one. Like the FMCSA will give the dude transportation a conditional report. Right. That means I've had accidents and stuff, but I'm still allowed to operate.
Right.
Now, if you book me and the government says I'm allowed to run,
they're going to run.
And I go into crash and I have a conditional report, you're on the hook for using me, even though the government and the FMCSA, the Safety Administration, says I'm good to go.
Wow, how does that make sense? So I'm on the hook because I should have known that you have a report.
Exactly.
Not you, the person who.
It's exactly it. And it's the same thing. I can tell you all day long where all the vulnerabilities are in freight theft and fraud, but to fix it.
Again, the word
nobody's got it completely.
You said, right? You just said that, lazy. Because, I mean, everybody keeps
there's
passing,
also a lot of.
Well, they keep passing the blame, they pass the buck, and it doesn't stop.
Look, there's nobody serious about fixing it. All right. And let me explain why. They make money fixing the problem.
Of course.
And I bitch about this all the time, and I do it on other podcasts.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, you can't be a reporter about freight theft fraud and own a company that makes money off of solving freight theft fraud.
Right.
You exaggerate everything. That's a conflict of interest.
Because you're inflating your own business.
It is. So that's
also
difficult.
theft.
It's also theft. So if you're going to somebody who makes money solving freight theft, what's their motivation?
Yeah. There needs to be more freight theft.
Hello?
Because then if they've solved the problem, then they have nothing else to solve. And then they've got to dissolve their company. All right, I guess we're moving on.
Okay, we're done. Yeah.
Same thing.
You see what I'm saying?
You cure cancer. Okay, cool.
The greed of money is the root of all evil. I think it says that in some book somewhere.
It's the love of money.
Well, it's the same thing, right?
The love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
It's not money. It's the love of it.
It's exactly it. Because you're like, who, what, huh?
Money has its place. Money has its place and its purpose. It's when you start putting money here over everything else. That's when you get in trouble.
Now, you can make a lot of money if you solve this issue. And I'm not doing it. I love what the people at Highway are doing.
Right.
And at other companies like that. What I'm saying is, as a small carrier and as somebody's out there, you got to vet the solution that will vet the issues that will prevent the thought and fraud and theft. Otherwise, you're going to be victim to it on that end also.
Right. Well, there you have it.
Are you going to sing for 40 seconds?
I'm going to sing.
Babaloo.
No, I mean, I, that's something for you guys to kind of mull over your heads and kind of just, I think if everybody does their own part and combats the theft, it's about influencing friends. If you know it's happening, speak up.
Check it out, guys. Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Do the right thing, man. Do the right thing. Report theft where you see it. Be honest. Be good. God bless every driver that's running out there, my friends. We're the truckheads, bro.
Bam.
Peace and love.
Take it easy. Take care of each other.
Via Condio's Truckheads.